Taking a look here at young Kai's backhand volley drop in the tap-tap exercise, one of my favorite little drills I tend to do with Stingray. So what we're looking at here, the reason I call it tap-tap is we're looking to simplify that tap in the ghost and then tap on that backhand volley drop. And the key to this is simplicity, racket up nice and early. And you would have probably seen another video that I did with a split screen with myself and Kai here. Listen, it's a tough exercise. Those legs are working hard. You're looking to move across, looking to take that racket up, looking to be really strong and simple in regard to this movement. So there's a couple of key things I'm going to point out here that he does well and also things that he could improve on. I'd like to see him get a little bit more side on. He does pretty well with where he places his foot and it's looking at the sidewall. Nice. Possibly a little bit too close there. As he gets in, look at how everything just looks a little bit tucked up. It all looks just a little bit hunched over as well. Not quite in that strong reaching position. Because a big part of this exercise is learning how to reach for the ball with your racket in your arms. Everything's now going up into these positions by being strong, by being determined, and trying to balance out your shoulders, chest, and core as much as possible. You'll notice the top players, Ali Farag comes to mind, Paul Cole, Joel Macon, the real strong players up and around these volley areas. They're able to reach, they're able to extend their arm, have a nice big wingspan, but also control and hold their body. And some of these feeds are a little bit low. So again, we weren't necessarily doing those high ones, but there's something that we can work on here as we start to do more and more of it. Again, there it just looks a little bit passive. He's going in and everything just looks like it's dropping a little bit low and it just looks a little bit negative there. I would love to see him throw that racket head up to the ball, go and collect the ball, go and imagine you're cutting that ball off at that key area where you're looking to go reach it. He does well with his footwork, nice big lunge, absorbs that. He pushes in like that back foot, drags in nicely. And you see there's like a nice loaded knee position. Everything's nice and loaded in the knee. And you'll notice that from there, he'll now push out really well from that loaded knee. That for me is a great position there. In squash, this is like fundamental. Getting into that lunge and pushing it up roughly 45 degrees. It's going to vary sometimes, but that loaded knee position there, and then the force you want to go through, obviously your foot, because that's where the driving force is, you're pushing down into the ground, but around that knee joint, how it then pushes up more and more. So there's some good examples of his movement there. I like how he brings his back foot under, like he travels well in that position. I'd like to see him maybe twist that left hip around a little bit more. Just looks a little bit open and he just doesn't quite time his step and he just gets a little bit close because by the time he hits that, like I mentioned before, it looks a little bit hunched over, looks a little bit close, and that's compensating for just not quite reaching. So one thing to look at here, I'm going to zoom in. Definitely would like to see his grip improve a little bit. Something around that grip just looks a little bit too much like a fist. I'd love to see him get that top finger up and then the remaining fingers, again, it always does that when I try to draw these lines close to each other, remaining fingers below that point. Okay, so that for me would be an interesting thing because it looks a little bit fist-like on that grip. As he swings, again, a little bit too close. But let me just run through a few of these. Let's see if I'm noticing anything. Not too bad, but again, yes, of course, you're going to play some volley drops from there time by time. I'd also like to see him get his head more side on. So you've heard me say this a lot, and I'm going to say it again. Ghosting, this position here, the ghosting position needs to be perfect. There's no distraction of a ball. So you need to get everything right from the lower half, from the legs, all of that, to the core, to the chest, to the shoulders, to the racket position, to the head. All of these things need to be done pretty perfect in ghosting. If it's not perfect, as close to it as possible. You need to imagine you are playing that shot because the more you can code yourself here, the more that just translates into a match without you even thinking. So I'm very big on ghosting, but the technical side of ghosting is super, super important and super powerful. Again, I'd probably like to see Kai push up a little bit more. I know that was a bit of a dipping ball, but could he work on that red line? If I'm honest, maybe just a few inches in front, looking to get higher up on that tee to be nice and strong there. Does really well with the dipping ball, by the way. Look how well he controls this. He gets down to it, really gets low, push. I love that follow through. Really, really good. Knuckles at the ceiling, racket face at the ceiling, and slightly cocked in the wrist. Look at that. Really, really good. Let me zoom in. Look at how nice he's got that wrist slightly cocked there. Again, massive, massive tick for that follow through, especially on that dipping ball. Keeps himself in a nice, low, compact position. So really good. And at this point, he's done quite a few sets. So I know his legs are working. One interesting thing there, look at how close his elbow is to his body. Definitely too close. I would love to see some more clearance with that elbow, lifting it, getting everything up and away, creating more space around about there. It's all a little bit close, a bit tucked in. And I think that just makes him a little bit passive over there rather than being proactive, taking things up towards the ball and going and meeting the ball. That for me is so key. Can you go and meet the ball? Again, does really well, gets in good positions, possibly also letting the ball dip a little bit lower. Could he go and collect it higher up, make his life a little bit easier? Again, I think he identified this when we watched some of the videos. Slight hunching in the back. There's something there we need to get that back, possibly a little bit straighter, a little bit stronger. That might be a little bit due to some weaknesses in the legs and the core, that there's this compensating position through the back because of that. And again, in time, he's young, he's not necessarily hopefully going to get injured on this, but that could cause unnecessary strain on that back the more he does that. So let's just look at these last couple. He's doing really well with some of these. He's really being strong, being determined, looking to get that foot out. Just misbalances and mistimes that one. And again, there might be one more ball in the machine or two more. Just a bit late. Let's see if there's one more in. I think there's possibly. No, good. I like that. Even though there's not in there, you want to have that intention of ghosting. So hopefully there's a few little cool things that you have seen in this video that resonate with you a lot. Kind of really well. Good job here. First time he's ever really been on the machine to be able to do this drill. As we build and develop, I'm sure he'll get stronger and stronger. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please do like and subscribe and share these videos. It does wonders for the channel, and I want to help as many squash players out there as possible. So please do spread the love. And if you want to, grab your free personalized swing audit. You'll see it in the link in the description below. Just click on that link, and then I'll be able to help out as much as possible. I'll see you in a future video, everyone. Take care for now. Bye.